Good afternoon. Today I am going to start from the history, page number 58. Differing strands within the movement. The non-cooperation, that is Khilafat movement, began in January 1921. Various social groups participated in this movement, each with its own specific aspiration. All of them responded to the call of Swaraj. All of them in this movement, they wanted the full freedom, that is Swaraj. But them meant different things to different people. The movement in the towns spread. Now, this non cooperation started in some of the towns, the cities. The movement started with the middle class people in the cities. The middle class people, those who were, they started this type of movement in the cities. Thousands of students left the government. They have already left the government. They control the schools and colleges. Headmaster and teachers, they resigned, and the lawyers gave up their legal practices. All were not joining this type of things. Now the people, they all boycotted from all this thing. The council elections were boycotted in most of the provinces except Madras, where the Justice Party, the party of the non-Brahmins, felt that entering the council was one way of gaining some power, something that usually only Brahmins had access to. So that time there were Brahmins, they wanted to achieve the power. Now, the effects of non-cooperation on the economic front were more dramatic. Now, that time the efforts, whatever effects were there after the non-cooperation, it was totally a dramatic. Foreign goods were boycotted. No people were using the foreign goods. Even the liquor shop picketed. The foreign clothes were burnt in a huge bonfire. Whatever the foreign clothes were there, the people, they put into the bonfire in the fire. The import of the foreign cloth halved between 1921 to 22, its value dropping from 102 crore to rupees 57 crores. So that time the people were totally boycotting the foreign goods and clothes also. In many places now, merchants and traders, they refused to trade the foreign goods and finance foreign trade. As the boycott movement spread everywhere, the boycotting of the things, the Britishers' things, they were totally boycotted. And the people began discarding imported clothes. People were no more using the imported clothes and wearing only Indian ones. They started wearing the Indian ones. Production of the Indian textile mill and the handlooms went up. So that time the production of this textile mill and the handlooms, it was rising again and again. But this movement in the cities gradually slowed down for a variety of reasons. Now, why this movement in the cities, it was slowing down? Khadi cloth. Khadi cloth was often more expensive. That time khadi cloth was becoming more expensive than mass produced mill cloth, and poor people could not afford to buy it. That time khadi was not reaching to all the people, only the poor people, they cannot afford, and other people, they were taking. How then could they boycott mill cloth for too long? These poor people, they cannot boycott from the mill cloth because that time khadi was becoming very expensive. Similarly, the boycott of British institution posed a problem. Those who were boycotting the institution, Britishers institution, they were in problem. For the movement to be successful, alternative Indian institution had to be set up so that they could be used in a place of British ones. So people were all asking about the Indian ones, not a British ones. These were slow to come up. So students and teachers, they began trickling back to government schools and lawyers. Now people, students and the teachers, they went again and again to the government schools, and the lawyers joined back work in the government courts. So people, they joined the government schools, and the lawyers, they joined back. Now the revolt started in the countryside, rebellion in the countryside. From the cities, the non-cooperation movement now spread to the countryside. Non-cooperation movement, it was not only within the place, small place, but it started within the whole country. It drew into its fold the struggles of the peasants and tribal. This movement was seen even in between the peasants, the farmers, and the tribals, which was which were developing in different parts of India in the years after the war. After the war, it was spreading among the farmers and the tribals, this non-cooperation movement. In Awadh, now here example is given, in Awadh, peasants were led by Baba Ramchand, one of a leader. He led this movement. A sannyasi who had earlier been a Fiji is as an indentured laborer. The movement were against the talukdars, those big talukdars were there, and the landlords who demanded for the peasants exorbitantly high rents and the variety of other senses. People had people had to do beggar and work at the landlord's farm, as you have read already. Peasants, farmers, they have to ask for the money, so they started work on a landlord's farm, and as tenants they had no security of the tenure. That time no time period was there, being regularly evicted so that they could require no right over the leased land. The peasants movement demanded reduction of the revenue. Now the peasants, the farmers, government, the peasants movement demanded to reduce the tax, abolition of beggar, and social boycott of the oppressive landlords. So many things they demanded. In many places, Nai Dhobi Bands were organized by the panchayats, the village panchayats, to deprive the landlords of the services of even barbers and washermen. So the people, they demanded all this. In June to 1920, Jawaharlal Nehru began going around the villages in Awadh, talking to the villagers and trying to understand their grievances. By October, the Awadh Kisan Sabha was set up. By the October month, the Awadh Kisan Sabha was set up, it was headed by Jawaharlal Nehru, Baba Ramchand, and a few others. Within a month, over 300 branches had been set up in the villages around the region. So many branches were set up. So when the non-cooperation movement began the following year, the effort of the Congress was to integrate the Awadh peasant struggle into the wider struggle. The peasants movement started, however, developed in forms that the Congress leadership was unhappy with. Now the peasants movement started, but the Congress was not happy with them. As the movement spread in 1921, the houses of the talukdars, big merchants and talukdars, were attacked. The bazaars were looted in this movement, and the grain hoards were taken over. In many places, local leaders told peasants, and the Gandhiji had declared that no tax will be taken, were to be paid, and land was to be redistributed among the poor. Poor people were not having a land, and in this movement they started dividing into the poor peasants. The name of the Mahatma Gandhi was being invoked to sanction all action and the inspiration. Tribal peasants interrupted the message of Mahatma Gandhi and the idea of Swaraj. The Mahatma Gandhi's main idea was to bring a Swaraj in yet another way. The Gudim Hills, in the Gudim Hills, the name of the hill of Andhra Pradesh. For instance, a militant guerrilla movement spread in the early 1920, not a form of struggle that the Congress could approve. Here, as in other forest regions, the colonial government has closed large. The colonial government in that movement, it had already closing in this large forest areas, preventing people from entering the forest to graze their cattle or to collect fuel wood and fruits. This enraged the hill people. That time these tribal people, they were living in this hill, and the hill name was Gudim Hills. It is in Andhra Pradesh. Not only were their livelihoods affected, but they felt that their traditional rights were being denied. When the government began forcing them to contribute a beggar for road building, the hill people revolted. The hill people, they started revolt when them to contribute the beggar for the road building. The person who came to lead them was an interesting figure, Aluri Sitaram Raju, one of a tribal community leader. He claimed he had to variety of special powers. He said that he is having a big power. He could make a correct astrological prediction and heal a people. He can make a cure to the people, and he could survive even with a bullet shot. So this was all written by the Alluri Sitaram Raju. He said this. Captivated by the Raju, the rebels proclaimed that he was an incarnation of the God. He came, the God had sent him. Raju talked of the greatness of the Mahatma Gandhi. Raju was in favor of the Mahatma Gandhi, said he was inspired by the non-cooperation movement and persuaded people to wear a khadi. Alluri Sitaram Raju, he was very inspired with the Gandhiji in this movement, non-cooperation movement, and he asked the people to wear a khadi and give up drinking. The foreigners' thing must be boycotted. But at the same time, he was arrested that India could be liberated, same time he asserted that India could be liberated only by the use of force, non-violence. So he said all this can be brought among the people with non-violence, not a non-violence. The Gudim Hills, the Gudim rebels attacked police station. This movement in this, the tribal people, they attacked the police station, attempted to kill the British officials. They were ready to kill the British officials and carried on guerrilla warfare for achieving a Swaraj. He also said the people, they can bring the country in a Swaraj when they can kill the British official. Raju was now captured and executed. He was arrested and he was hanged in 1924 and over a time become a folk hero. So in between the time, this leader become a very popular. Swaraj in plantation. Now the Swaraj where it steam in the plantation. Workers too had their own understanding of the Mahatma Gandhi and the notion of Swaraj. For plantation workers in Assam, now the plantation worker, they were living in Assam, the freedom meant the right to move freely in and out of the confined space in which they were enclosed. The workers in the Assam, they were not having the full freedom, they were living in an enclosed way, and it meant retaining to link with the village from which they had come. They were not sending in those villages. Under the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea gardens. In that Assam, the plantation workers, those who were working, they were not allowed to leave the tea gardens without a permission, and in fact they were rarely given such permission. Very few people, they were getting a few permission only. When they heard the non-cooperation movement, thousands of workers defied the authorities, left the plantation and headed to home. Some of the workers, when they heard about this non-cooperation started by Mahatma Gandhi, they decided to leave that plantation and to go the home. They believed that Gandhiji Raj was coming. These workers, they believed that Gandhiji's Raj came and everyone would be given a land in their own villages. Every workers must get the land in this villages. In this movement they heard. They, however, never reached their destination. Still some of the people, they were not reaching to their town. Stranded on the way by a railway, they were waiting in the railway, and steamers strike. Steamers, that time it was in a strike. They were caught by the police and brutally beaten. Those who were doing this type of work, they were caught by the Britishers, the police, and brutally they were beaten up. The visions of these movements were not defined by the Congress. It was not defined by the Congress program. They interpreted the term Swaraj in their own ways, imagining it to be a time when all suffering and all troubles would be over. Yet, when the tribals chanted Gandhiji's name and raised the slogan demanding Swatantra Bharat, now these tribal people, they raised their voice regarding Gandhiji and they wanted to bring the Swatantra Bharat. They were also emotionally relating to an all Indian agitation. When they acted in the name of Mahatma Gandhi, now these people, tribal people, they showed their work in the name of Mahatma Gandhi. or linked with the movement to that of the Congress. They were identifying with a movement which went beyond the limits of their immediate locality. So like this way, the tribal people, they joined the non-cooperation movement. Even they wanted to bring the Swatantra Bharat, and in this way they were also in touch of the Congress. Tomorrow I will start unit number 3 towards civil disobedience.